We are alongside of Whuppie Classification Yard, where 4 tracks are provided. The eastern pair is used by passenger trains, while the western pair is used by freight trains that either avoid the yard completely or give access for trains from the north to the reception yards. This process, freight trains arriving from the north, is a bit messy and leads to large numbers of trains crossing fast lines on the flat, as we shall see later. In an ideal world, classification yards are bidirectional, with separate arrivals and departure facilities for each direction. Examples of this would be the yards at Antwerp in Belgium or Maschen in Germany. A good alternative is a single direction yard plus a loop to reverse the direction of the train that feeds into the reception sidings. Such arrangements are found at Dijon in France or Gledering just outside Vienna. When combined with a flyover, these arrangements dramatically reduce conflicting operations and the pathing problems that go with them. Whuppie was a child of the 1950s. The land it sits upon, part of which was a slag heap, was purchased by the state in 1957. The objective was to replace 3 small yards in Lorraine with 1 large mechanised one. Yards to be replaced were Conflans-Jarny, Florange and Metz-Sablon. The Metz yard was later redeveloped as the centre of the Intercontainer Quality Net intermodal hub and spoke network. As part of the Whuppie project, the double-track line between Thionville and Metz was restored to its pre-war 4-track, but no flyovers to ease the access to the yard were built. The new yard was substantially completed by 1962. The objectives for Whuppie, and indeed the timescale, were similar to other yard modernisations occurring across Europe at that time, March in eastern England being a good example. One of the major problems during the construction period was getting the site level. By completion, 480,000 cubic metres had been dug at one part of the yard, while the other was filled up with 500,000. The high water table in the area also had to be addressed. The yard now sits about a metre higher than was originally planned. The yard was arranged in the classic manner: arrival sidings, hump, wagon control, sorting sidings, departure sidings. SNCF was largely successful in the objectives, 3,000 wagons per day could be processed with far fewer yard-to-yard movements. However, the yard was still very labour-intensive to operate. Consequently, in the late 1980s, plans were drawn up to streamline and modernise the complex with the objective of reducing costs, especially labour costs.